Hello, everyone. I'm the Scarred Storyteller, and I'm here to help you unwind today. If you're using this video to fall asleep, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel before you drift off. By the way, where are you watching from, and what time is it for you? Now get cozy, relax, and let's begin. It began with a letter, yellowed by time, sealed with crimson wax, and addressed to Evelyn Harrington, sole heir of Greystone Manor. Evelyn hadn't set foot in her ancestral home since she was a child. The memories of that place were fragmented, a haze of shadowy halls, distant whispers, and the feeling of being watched. But now, 20 years later, she was being summoned to claim the estate. Evelyn's car crunched up the gravel drive, the mansion's silhouette looming against the twilight. The towering spires and ivy-clad walls seemed to reach out to her, shrouded in a mist that clung to the ground like a living thing. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying faint echoes of laughter that prickled the back of her neck. The front door groaned open as she pushed, revealing an interior locked in a battle between grandeur and decay. Chandeliers hung heavy with cobwebs, their crystals swaying as if disturbed by unseen hands. A portrait of her grandmother, stern and watchful, dominated the foyer. Evelyn shivered under the painted gaze. Her task was simple: inventory the estate, prepare it for sale, and leave. Yet, as she explored, unease settled over her like a second skin. Rooms seemed to rearrange themselves. Doors she had closed were open again. A clock chimed in the parlor, though its hands were frozen at midnight. And then there were the footsteps. They started faint, barely audible above her own, but grew louder, more deliberate. She convinced herself it was the house settling, or perhaps a trick of acoustics. But deep down, she knew better. Something was moving in Greystone Manor, something that wasn't her. Her first real encounter came in the library. Evelyn pulled a dusty volume from the shelf, and a piece of paper fluttered to the floor. It was a page torn from a diary. They are here. They are always here. Watching. Waiting. I cannot escape. Evelyn's pulse quickened. She searched for more, finding fragments hidden in books and drawers. The entries painted a picture of her grandmother's descent into paranoia, claiming the house was alive, and its inhabitants prisoners. One line chilled Evelyn to her core. The heir must remain. The house demands it. That night, she dreamed of shadowy figures standing at the foot of her bed. Their faces were indistinct, but their eyes burned with malevolence. When she awoke, the air was suffocatingly cold, and her bedroom door, which she had locked, was ajar. Determined to uncover the truth, Evelyn ventured into the basement, a place she had been forbidden as a child. The air grew heavy as she descended, each step amplifying her dread. The cellar was a labyrinth of stone walls and damp corridors, but at its heart lay a door bound with chains. A strange symbol was etched into the wood, a spiral encircled by jagged lines. The keys from her grandmother's desk fit perfectly. The chains fell away, and the door creaked open to reveal a chamber lit by flickering candles. The walls were lined with shelves holding jars of what looked like ash. In the center, a circle of salt surrounded a large, ornate mirror. Evelyn's reflection stared back, but its movements lagged, as if it were struggling to mimic her. A voice, soft, melodic, and undeniably sinister, whispered from the mirror, "Welcome home, Evelyn." She stumbled back, tripping over the salt line. Her reflection's smile twisted into a snarl, and the mirror cracked. Shadows poured out like ink, coalescing into the figures from her dreams. They moved toward her, their hands reaching, their whispers deafening. Evelyn grabbed a candle and hurled it at the mirror. The glass shattered, and the room plunged into darkness. The figures let out a collective scream, dissolving into smoke that choked her lungs. When she awoke, she was lying in the foyer. The house was silent, the air no longer oppressive. But as she staggered to her feet, the clock chimed. Midnight. In the broken glass of the hall mirror, her reflection smiled, but Evelyn wasn't smiling. The letter arrived 2 weeks later, addressed to Jonathan Harrington, sole heir of Greystone Manor.